Heyyo HJ here, and today we will talk about the upcoming 5-star characters, Yaksha Adeptus that defends Liye, also known as the Conqueror of Demons or Guardian Yaksha, Xiao. Now, first thing first, before we start the video, I need to tell you that there is nothing that's confirmed about Xiao until MiHoYo officially release it. So take it with a grain of salt, but this video will give you at least a rough idea on what Xiao is, his roles, his skills, Ascension Materials, maybe you can prepare it. And yeah, let's get into it. So Xiao is a 5-star polearm anemo character with the role of DPS. So he is just like Razor. He's a DPS that is greedy for field time, and you need to put him in the field for as long as possible to maximize the damage. And the interesting part about Xiao is his Japanese voice actor Yoshitsugu Matsuoka. Yoshitsugu Matsuoka is a famous voice actor that has been featured in so many famous anime like No Game No Life, Sword Art Online, and Kimetsu no Yaiba. So now let's get into the stat progression. The first thing that caught my attention is his Ascension Bonus. It seems like that he has a crit rate as Ascension Bonus, so that means is every time you ascend him and level him up, you will get a bonus critical rate, which is very good because getting critical rate is very hard to do. And from this Xiao Ascension Bonus, actually you don't have to think about critical rate all that much anymore, because at level 90 he will already have 24.2% of critical rate, which is crazy good because, you know, just like Diluc, he's good because his Ascension Bonus also critical rate. And if you compare his base attack with another 5-star, for example Tartaglia Child, this Xiao has 349 base attack, while Child only has 301. And this is crazy because Xiao, he is a polearm, so his attack speed is very fast. Well, Child is a bow user, so he is not as fast, but with his melee stance, he's on par with Xiao. So this is pretty much a better version from his base attack wise, and also his Ascension, because this is crit rate, so who doesn't want crit rate? Alright, and the next one is Ascension Materials. So as usual, he needs materials from Anemo Hypostasis, also Qingxin Flower, and Slime Loot. Now let's get on to his attack talents. Normal attack, Whirlwind Thrust. He performs up to 6 consecutive spear strikes, and his charge attack consumes a certain amount of stamina to perform an upwards thrust. And for his plunging attack, which is pretty much his main damage, he plunges from mid-air to strike the ground below, damaging enemies along the path and dealing AoE damage upon impact. Now, his attack talents percentage, if you compare it with another polearm user like Xiangling, let's see his level 6 talents for example. He has his first attack and the fourth attack as the double attack, so he's really good with Crescent Pike. Well, as you know, there are some Xiangling DPS build with Crescent Pike already, even though she already has her third attack with a double thrust. So I can see that Xiao is really good with Crescent Pike, but the highlight of Xiao's damage is from his plunge attack, which I will explain in a second. So at level 6, his plunge attack is 112% damage, which is crazy good because, as you may know, like his base attack is already so high, so if you give like attack percentage, critical rate, critical damage, his plunging attack will deal so many damage. And for his Ascension Materials, I have this picture from Devil Takoyaki, and I will put this in the link description below so you can download it. He will need drop from Child Boss for his talent Ascension. He also needs Teaching of Prosperity and Juvenile Jade. This Juvenile Jade is farmable boss materials that you can get by defeating Ancient Geofishop boss. And there are some picture of this boss already. Also from Mihoyo's official post, there is already a hint that's telling about this Ancient Geofishop boss. And this photo is from the official Mihoyo. So this tells you the location of the Ancient Geofishop boss later when he's out. His elemental skill, Lemnistatic Wind Cycling. According to the legends of Netherland, the world will someday be crushed by two great wind wheels. Xiao's mastery over polearm is transcendent, ripping his foes apart like those legendary wind wheels. Xiao lunges forward, dealing anemo damage to opponent in his path. Can be used in mid-air and also starts with 2 charges. If you see his level 6, he is 353% damage with only 10-second cooldown. So if you're using 2 of his charges at the same time, you'll deal like 700 damage burst, which you can spam pretty much because it only has 10-second cooldown. And for his elemental burst, Bane of all evil. Xiao dons the Yaksha mask that set gods and demons trembling millennia ago. This skill greatly increased Xiao's jumping ability to be able to plunge attack and increase his attack AoE and attack damage. This skill also converts attack damage into anemo damage that cannot be overridden by any other elemental infusion. For example, Xiangyun's E and Bennett's C6Q. In this state, Xiao will continuously lose HP, and the effect of this skill ends when Xiao leaves the field. So this is pretty much like Razor's ult too. So even though the duration is not over yet, if you switch to another characters, it will end by itself. And now, for his level 6 Bane of all evil, he has 77 damage bonus and life drain of 25% current HP per second. Oh, so it's not like what I thought. I thought it would be 2.5% of total HP per second. So it's more like, for example, he only have 10,000 HP left, so it will decrease 2.5% of that 10,000 HP, not from his total HP pool, which is kinda great. So the lower his HP is, the lower the life drain also becomes. This duration is 15 seconds with a cooldown of 18 seconds. So this only has 3-second cooldown, but with energy cost of 70, which is kinda a lot if you ask me. As for his passive talents, Transcension Gravity Defier decreases climbing stamina consumption for your own party members by 20% and decrease fall damage by 50%. This is not stackable with passive talents that provide the same effects. So this passive talent alone makes Xiao a really great exploration character, because you will need to climb a lot. Also, if you put another anemo characters with him in the party, you will have anemo resonance, which will make a better exploration team. And now the last but not least, the Constellation. This is especially for the whales and lucky bastards out there. So the first Constellation, Dissolution Aeon, Destroyer of the Worlds. Increase your E skill by 1 more charges, which is crazy good because it basically means 350% more burst damage. And the second Constellation, Annihilation Aeon Blossom of Kaleidos. When in the party and not on the field, Xiao's energy recharge is increased by 25%. This is especially good because he has 70 energy for his ult. And if you have another anemo character in his team, this will recharge a lot faster. His third constellation is Conqueror of Evil, Wraith Deity. Increases the level of your E by 3 and the maximum upgrade level is 15. And the constellation 4, Transcension Extinction of Suffering. When Xiao's HP falls below 50%, he gains a 50% defense bonus. This will help your Xiao to survive more if he is really low. So this is very useful if you don't, especially if you don't have shield characters to protect Xiao. And the fifth constellation, Evolution of Aeon, Origin of Ignorance. Increase your ult level by 3 and maximum upgrade level is 15. And the last constellation, Conqueror of Evil, Guardian Yaksha. Well, under the effects of Bane of All Evil, hitting at least 2 opponents with Xiao's plunging attack will immediately grant him 1 charge of your E. And for the next 1 second, he may use your E while ignoring its cooldown. This is really good because, you know, especially when enemies group up and his AoE ult is very big, so you almost guaranteed to get this unless you only fight 1 mob. If you are planning to build him when he comes out and you want to prepare as much as possible, maybe like preparing his materials, Ascension talent books, and also maybe if you want to prepare a weapon, maybe Crescent Pike will be good for him because he have 2 double attack. And also like his Black Cliff polearm. In this video, you're also using Black Cliff polearm, which is great because Xiao already has innate crit rate, which you only need a little bit from the artifact to add to 50% is enough. And this Black Cliff polearm gives critical damage as substat, which is really good because you already have crit rate and all you need is critical damage. And this effect is after defeating an enemy, attack is increased by 12% for 30 seconds. This effect has maximum of 3 stacks and duration of each stack is independent of the others. So this effect will give you a total of 36% attack bonus too. And that match from the battle pass is not bad because it's still a crit rate and you can't go wrong with critical rate. And the effect is increased attack and defense, which is beneficial for Xiao to survive more also. And for the 5-star option, there's Primordial Jade Wing Spear, which will give critical rate as substat, and on hit, increases attack by 3.2% for 6 seconds, with the maximum of 7 stacks. And when you possess the maximum possible stacks, you get additional 12% in damage dealt bonus. So this is absolutely great for 5 stars if you have this. But you know, you got to be realistic because this is a 5-star weapon, so not everyone can get this. Alright, the conclusion is Xiao is a really good 5-star polearm anemo character that can be really good as DPS or exploration characters. If you don't have any 5-star DPS yet, do not miss Xiao because he will be a really good option if you somehow missed like Klee or Tartaglia Child. You might not want to miss Xiao. That is it for the video, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and comment down below what you think about Xiao. Are you getting him or are you passing for maybe Ayaka? Be sure to tell me down below and I will read every single comment and I would love to discuss with you. As for the next video, I will talk about Hu Tao, which will be going out with Xiao also, maybe after Xiao. So don't forget to click the bell button so you can be the first one to get to know who taught first. HJ was here. Peace out.